Hi guys, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Forensic and Criminal Investigation course and the BTEC Applied Science course we offer at Wilberforce College. Now what you can see on this first slide here are some of the enrichments we offer. So for example on the left we have Pulse CSI, which is a full day of crime scene investigation, whereas you can see students wear hazard suits, goggles, gloves, they wear shoe coverings, and they'll do things like fingerprint sampling, dusting for prints, things of that nature. Now that will be taken part with both the Applied Science group and the Forensic and Criminal Investigation group. Now both of them are very science heavy courses and they're very similar. The only difference between the Forensic and Criminal Investigation and the Applied Science course is that the Forensic and Criminal Investigation has a couple of extra units than the Applied Science. But other than that, they're both science heavy courses that include biology, chemistry and physics. Now in the middle you can see a couple of our students doing a university challenge there, extracting DNA. Now we're big believers that if we can get you outside of the classroom and doing something a bit more hands-on, you'll enjoy your experience more and therefore you'll make more progress because you'll put more effort into your studies. Now we've got some fantastic results, 100% pass rates. We've been in the top 10% in the country for value added for a few years, and we get 86% high grades on both of these courses combined. Now the entry requirements, we're asking for some good GCSE scores. We want to see some good math scores and some good scores in your science as well. Now where can these courses take you? They can take you anywhere as long as it's within the field of science or forensic science. So for example, our students who do forensic science or applied science can go on to do biomedical science. We have quite a few students doing that every year. That's to do with healthcare, and you can work in the NHS and you can do things like working at processing blood samples, looking for malaria, cancer, you name it. When a nurse takes a blood sample and they send it off, then the biomedical scientist is going to examine that blood sample and feed the results back to the doctor so the doctor can advise the patient on any drugs they may need or any changes to their lifestyle they may need, or further tests, for example. We've had students go on from both of these courses to take up straight biology. Very common one there, especially if a student isn't aware of the exact specialism they need to do. Doing biology allows them to have a broader range of modules. Also zoology, biochemistry, marine biology, forensic science, the list goes on. Now, what will you study? Now, I said both of these courses are very similar, and you can see why here. So both of them have a unit called Unit 1, Principles and Applications of Science. Now, this is an examined unit that's basically 3 papers that are 40 minutes in length each, and they're on biology, chemistry, and physics. You then have Unit 2, which is all about practical scientific procedures and techniques. You'll do chromatography, titration, colorimetry, and looking at cooling curves in this unit. We also have Unit 3, which is the biggest unit on both courses, and it's worth 1.5 of the first 2. Now, this is where students will undertake a range of practicals, keeping a lab book, and then they will have an exam where they do a practical under test conditions, and then do an exam paper based on that exam, on that practical. Now, the Applied Science has Unit 11, which is all about genetics and genetic engineering. And that's fascinating. We're gonna do an experiment there where we're actually going to genetically modify bacteria so that they glow in the dark. And the way we do that is by inserting a jellyfish gene into a bacterial plasmid, and then we'll put a UV light onto them, a shine one onto them, and we'll see them fluoresce, which will be fantastic. Unit 4, that's a bit of crime scene investigation there. So we'll mock up a crime scene and you guys will take samples and approach it as if you would, in the police force. And Unit 11 is all about traffic collisions. It's all about the physics of car crashes. And Unit 11 is a smaller unit in both courses, and Unit 4 is a slightly smaller unit as well. Now, we offer an extended certificate in applied science, which is the equivalent of 1 A-level, or we offer a foundation diploma in the forensic and criminal investigation, which is equivalent to 1.5 A-levels. Now you'll have 4.5 hours contact time with the applied science, or you'll have 7 hours with the forensic and criminal investigation. Both of them will form one of your 3 subjects at the college. And the exam board is Pearson. So if you want to type in applied science, Pearson, BTEC, you'll be able to find the specification. Same for the forensic and criminal investigation. Now, how can you achieve the best grades possible? Well, the first one is don't be afraid to ask for help. Your teachers are going to be friendly, passionate, and supportive. You'll always be able to send them a message on Teams to request help. So don't be afraid to do that. And also ask your classmates who you'll be working alongside. Your peers can be a really good source of information and support. You also need to regularly and consistently complete independent work. You don't have free periods on the timetable when you join the college. You have study periods. So it's important that you use them effectively, get yourself into the library, get yourself into the computer room and complete work there. You also need to demonstrate a growth mindset. You are going to get things wrong. You are going to fail at things. You are going to get low scores on assessments. That doesn't matter. What matters is the progress you make after that. Okay. If I ask you a question and you answer it correctly, great. Okay. You've proved you knew something. You haven't learned anything. If I ask you a question, you get it incorrect, but then you find out how to improve on that and get it correct in the future, and I ask you again at a later date and you can tell me the correct answer, that's what learning is. That's a real example of learning. So don't be afraid to get things wrong, because that is the only way people grow and learn. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. That's all from me. We will leave it there, and we'll look forward to welcoming you into the college when we're not in the midst of lockdown. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Take care.